Hi, and welcome to EDC Ballistics. I'm Mac, and I have my buddy Hippie here,
Hey, hey.
and we are going to be talking about the philosophy behind the meat jug and the anatomy of it. As you look at other channels, you will see different methods for creating a standardized target, whether it's Paul Harrell's meat target, which I like the best, or the FBI target. What's the other target called, Hippie?
I can't remember.
It's something about 4 layers of denim that some people like, some hate. The one that we came up with is the meat jug. Our goal was to make an inexpensive, portable, and relatively simple medium to shoot.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is basically what you'll need to make the meat jug, right? And pretty much most people will have most of this stuff laying around. That's some old leather from a couch. Obviously, some old blue jeans here, right? And we also have um, the 200 fleece, the 3.5 ounce cotton t-shirt, the 5 1/4 ounce cotton t-shirt, and a piece of 14 ounce denim, which is so if we can have a known quantity, because we don't know what these t-shirts are or what this denim is specifically. So this is really all you'll need, and we will go and pretty much show you how we build one of these meat jugs and go from there.
Yeah. You got this. If this stuff is, you can do it cheaply in what you have. If you're real have to be precise, you can spend a little big money then buy it from the companies that have that stuff.
Basically, the jugs that we're going to be using in our videos, they're all relatively easy to find. We prefer the handle on the square jug just because it's square, going to be an even size, right? Versus, your old milk jug here, which is not quite square. And then we've got the bigger jugs that we get from the def fluid that we'll be using on some of the other videos later in time. So let's go ahead and start getting this together.
All right, this is how you make the meat jug.
All right, so we're going to start with basically using the 4 layers of denim as the first demonstration. All right, so we start with the plastic wrap here, and you unroll a good bit on the table. And we're going to be doing the 4 layers of denim. So we'll just take it's an old pant leg there. So it's 4 layers now. And you put that about a foot or so from the end. We start with our 4 layers of denim, and then we use a piece of leather there. It's basically simulating the skin. Usually we do it wet, but for demonstration today we're not. Right, then we put our meat there. We take our jug and we lay it like so. And you want to go ahead and give me a hand here there, Mac.
You got it. Stay camera.
Then we take and we just wrap this like so. Get it all squared up. This is why the square jugs work so well. And then we can just go ahead and give this a couple of wraps. Wrap that up like so. That holds everything all together. And now we have basically the first meat jug. Right, if you notice, right, we actually used this denim on the previous video, and that's where our hole is. And we can sneak a peek at that video. He'll leave a link there for you.
There you go. Be sure to shoot about that. Well, okay, so now that we have our meat jug, be using this M&P Shield 40 cal with its 3-inch barrel and some HST 40 Smith and Wesson 180 grain, and we'll see how it performs. M&P Shield, about 10 feet, 180 grain HST Federal Premium. Our first
and inaugural meat jug.
See what happens.
We'll see what happens. Going for a double tap here. Hopefully we'll be okay. Okay.
Pulling up to it. Okay, aftermath of the MP Shield 3.0. Ah, we got something right there.
Actually, we have something right here.
Well, there we go. Where do you find that one? In that jug?
Right about down here.
Very cool.
Right. So we actually went through that jug and through this jug, and I'm going to say you might have caught it with your wood, but maybe it just went through the...
Well, that did very well. Let's see. This is definitely the second. Nice little entry and exit hole. And here's the meat jug. I don't know if you can see, but there's little nice little 40 caliber round pieces of denim floating around. And there's
what
the
in the world? Oh, duh, a double tap. So this was the second round.
Yep.
Right, they just went through these two jugs and did the job. And then there's the first one. This is the one that went through the meat. So there is a difference.
Yeah, it definitely got retarded with the denim, but you know what? 3-inch barrel, it still did its job. And that's supposed to be the supposed hardest, one of the hardest tests to pass. I mean, mine is going through like a sternum or something.
Right. So let's take our
meat jug.
I'll do it over here.
Nice little flower petals.
Those are very pretty.
Yep. I make earrings for my wife for that. I'm sure she'll like it.
There. So I got it right there, right on the U, and that's actually where we had the thickest meat there. So what we have is 4 layers of denim. That didn't slow it down at all. And we have a piece of leather with a beautiful little hole in it. And then here's our meat. And there's our entry wound to the jug.
Now there were some bones in that cut. Did it hit a bone?
So there we go. There's our hole. And these actually have some very thin ribs in them. And we have one right here in between my 2 thumbs. We went in between the rib.
All right.
And then there's another weaker one over here, little rib bit.
Oh, found to do something with some freezer burnt meat that was.
So all in all, that's very interesting. That seemed to perform quite well, and actually we gave ourselves a control because we had 1 hit and 1 miss in the meat jug.
Yeah, it actually works out quite well because you can see the difference of expansion, whether it's denim or just in the water jug without any barrier.
Reach back.
All right, from the meat jug test, little pieces of denim. Like somebody had like a little punch, cut out nice square pieces. It's kind of cool. Okay, to wrap up this video, the meat jug, I'll be using it in my videos to test ammo before I use the more expensive ball barrel meat target, or before I shoot up my gel blocks to see if the ammo's going to even work before I go any further. You could use this meat jug if you like to test your ammo out if you have no other options. Again, you can be as precise as you like with actual stuff you buy from the store that has the right thread counts and everything from the FBI, the 4-layer denim test, or just use stuff you got laying around. And again, that goes with the meat. You can go to the store and get a certain thickness you like, 1 inch, 2 inch. Get some of the toughest chuck meat, whatever you can get. Right now, I'm just using some freezer burnt meat that I have in the freezer. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like and subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and stay tuned for some more ammo testing videos. God bless. And we have a little bit of bonus footage if you want to continue watching some different variations of the meat target. I got Hippie cutting some t-shirt. We're making some standby cheap knockoff on the FBI. We're saving our expensive stuff for the gel. End of the day, you make your own standard. You know, if you live in a hot climate, maybe you want to only have 1 t-shirt over. You live in Alaska, maybe 20 layers t-shirt. You do your own thing. Just try making consistent.
Okay, we're going to do another variation here, right? And what we have is we've got 4 layers here of t-shirt. Lay that out. Then we've got a little double layer of fleece here. Lay that on there. Then we have our leather. Lay that on there. And then we go ahead. We put our first meat. This is going to be a front back jug so that it actually will simulate, we'll just say, going in through the ribs and coming out the back. So we take our jug, lay our jug there. Give that a little bit of a wrap. And we put the first meat on the bottom. And then we take and do our second meat on top here. It's a little bit cold and slippery.
It should defrost by the time it gets home.
Probably.
At least it's not 100 degrees today.
Right, and then just for grins, right, we're just going to put 1 layer of leather there. Bring the saran wrap up and over. Get that all nice and tight. Being frozen, it's a lot easier to do actually with meat that's not frozen, but we forgot to take it out of the freezer last night. Go ahead and cut your saran wrap here. Just roll that, stick that down, and then you basically have your front layer, right, with the t-shirt, the fleece, the leather, the meat, and then the back layer just with the meat and the leather.
Yeah.
So that one, right, would obviously, if you go through everything, right, you're going to be going through basically your meat and then your jug and then your meat, right? This works really well with ribs because that's actually what you're kind of simulating here. And the ribs actually lay nicely and flat up against the jugs.